Buying gold in 2021, what's your strategy? Very interesting to look back at some of the previous prices paid for various bits of gold in my stack. You can see here the stark difference between these two coins. So is buying gold at the current price points we are seeing still a good idea? There are so many unknowns in this world right now, and going forward into the rest of this decade, I can foresee some significant financial issues. So for me, gold is very, very important for that future preservation of wealth and protection of my fiat currency. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for a fun, thought-provoking discussion around gold buying in 2021. Is it going to be a good year to buy gold? I think that's one of the biggest questions on very many UK stackers' minds because of the now compulsory addition of VAT on pretty much every silver purchase beyond the secondary market that one would make. So I know a lot of focus is going to be going into gold, and certainly for me in terms of the bulk of my metal purchases this year beyond my business purchases will be for gold. Some potentially for platinum as well. I do want to talk a little bit about platinum in today's video. It still does have the wonderful tax of VAT added to it, but it does potentially represent a good buy for 2021. Now, it's going to vary from person to person whether or not buying gold in today's market, in today's price points, is going to be right for you. And I'd love to know from you whether or not your strategies have changed because of 2021 or going forward into the rest of this decade. Has your outlook changed? And to that end, we have obviously the comment section down here on YouTube, so feel free to comment down below, but also consider going over to the Silver Forum, which there is a link to a thread down in the description below where we are having quite a good discussion about this. Lots of different people sharing their thoughts and opinions and strategies on gold purchasing going forward into this year and beyond. So it'd be great to hear from you. I know I get a lot of really good insights and knowledge from comments and these threads over on the forum, so please head on over and have a look, and we'll see you down in the comment section. Also, don't forget to put the thumbs up and share this video if you are enjoying it as we go. Now, one of the main reasons that I wanted to make this video in the first place was the stark difference that I have seen in my own gold purchasing prices when you compare older gold coins to the newer ones. So this gold kangaroo here is one of the very first ounce gold coins that I actually bought. Now, if I flip it over, my rudimentary storage system tells me that I bought it on the 12th of July 2017 for £986. This was from Atkinson's Bullion. They're not sponsoring today's video, but a very good dealer here in the UK. It was bought secondhand from their website, £986. Brilliant. And you look at the spot price right now, current time of filming, it's £1,368 an ounce. That is a huge growth. That is wonderful. Nearly £400 worth of growth, probably just about that with the premium that you might be able to add on top of this when selling. Put that in stark contrast to this gold coin here, bought on the 27th of October 2020 from Atkinson's again, £1,540. Now, spot price was a little bit higher than it is now back then, but I was still happy to buy that ounce of gold then, even though it is significantly more expensive than this. You know, we're talking 450 odd pounds more just for this 1 ounce of gold. Again, an ounce of gold is an ounce of gold. It's still got the same, you know, this has now got the same value as this. This has gone down in value, this has gone up in value. So ultimately, what I've done by buying this ounce of gold here is slightly devaluing the profits of this cheaper ounce of gold over here. That's kind of the way that I look at it in that longer term. It's one of the kind of internal justifications, I suppose, that I give to any purchases of gold over a long period of time. There are plenty of different ways that you can do kind of accounting for this, and it's going to be down to each individual person. The way that I see it is that I cost average all of my coins on a big spreadsheet so that I know how many ounces of gold that I've got and what the average price per ounce of gold that I have actually paid. And that means that then if I need to sell, or if I do sell some of my gold, I'll just subtract that from there, and I don't then go and falsify, almost like falsifying in my own mind, my profits by saying, well, if I sell this gold coin right now, I can make, you know, £400 profit. That's fantastic, lovely, I'll bank that and it's all jobs done. That just then reduces the amount of, or increases, I should say, the amount of sort of difference between the spot price of this particular coin for my other purchases. So, you know, cost averaging is for me how I keep track of the overall potential of my stack, but at the same time I do price every coin individually in here so that I can see that kind of growth over time quite quickly on these coins. And it's the same for all of them. So here, if I turn them all around, you can almost sort of see, it'd be really interesting to kind of date order all of these at some point as well. But for right now, I'm just going to turn them over and you can see the different times of years and different years that I've bought and the different prices that have come out from each of them. You know, you kind of have to take it in this long-term outlook, which is exactly my mentality when it comes to buying gold. And my target for 2021 is to buy more gold than any other metal in terms of investments. In previous years, I've bought quite a lot of additional silver in the form of Queen's Beast coins to one day eventually turn into gold. So what I will be looking probably to do in 2021, 2022 is to be cashing out of a lot of the extras in things like the Queen's Beast coins and then looking to purchase more gold with that profit. So I don't necessarily have to expend more capital to get these additional ounces of gold that I want, but I can still use the other metals to buy them. That's the general mentality and idea that I go through. So you can see here again, sort of medium, we've got one sort of in the middle here, haven't we? We've got 986 bought, so 986 bought in 2017, 1235 bought in 2020, and then I actually think that was 2019. I seem to remember this one 2019, not 2020. I'll have to have a look on my spreadsheet about that. I might have miswritten that on there. But yeah, in fact, yeah, almost certain it was 2019 because the price point here, 1235, only a month later, 1540, definitely not right there. So always have backups on your spreadsheet, I guess, is an important thing. But my overall point here is that the way I look at it is that the gold that I've been buying, I've swapped those around, that's really frustrating. The gold that I've been buying back in these years here, I look at them as 20-year investments. So the money that I'm locking up here in this particular year at 986 will be potentially released 20 years or so after. 20 years is an arbitrary number. It's around the time that I'll be turning kind of my mid-50s, early 60s, and I'll be looking at taking steps back from the world of work and just being able to perhaps do not very much work and just spending more time in the garden, enjoying life, and maybe having a few other things on the side to release income from. Those include things like gold. Now, these particular ones here, perhaps I'd be selling those at 20 years time, but these particular coins here, perhaps selling at 25 years time from the equivalent time span. So 20 years on each coin, but with the 3 years difference. You look at them at that relative rate and you think, yeah, okay, that's better for me to look to buy over time, to sell over time when it comes to it at the other end, have a drip down income coming from the gold coins rather than all of it being sold in one go. Selling all of it in one go is, of course, definitely an option that people should look at too. If you are looking at locking up your wealth over time, that's the other angle by which I look at these gold coins. I look at them as a way to lock up the cash, the wealth that we have right now, protect it into the future. But selling all of your gold coins in one go can be quite not risky, but it can be quite sort of silly to do, especially if you have a significant amount of non-capital gains exempt gold like these coins here. These are all 50 pesos Mexican golds. Absolutely love these. My favorite gold coin by a significant margin. But just as a prime example here, you look at these and you think, well, I bought these for 1,100 pounds for just 1.2 ounces of gold. It's mad. And then you look at that and you compare it with a silver foreign purchase in 2020, 1,675. That's 500 pounds per coin. And if you have a significant holding of gold and you sell it all in one go at a particular time, you might well end up going over that capital gains tax threshold. So for me, it's always been an idea of having this kind of drop down, this drip in income coming from gold at that kind of later stages of life for me, to basically just preserve the buying power of the money that we have right now that we want to put aside. It's always important to have this kind of mentality of not overcommitting and having a budget for your gold and sticking with that. And for me, I can't see that sort of overall strategy massively changing for 2021. But the only difference is that monetary budget now moves from a certain amount going into silver to a certain amount being added to that gold. Now, the only other metal that I'm looking at in 2021 and thinking to myself, it's surely got some more potential than it's currently yielding, is platinum. And platinum, for those that don't know, is a wonderful, wonderful metal. It is very elegant, I have to say. It's kind of like, it's just quite nice to look at. Very dense, very thick. Very dense compared with silver. So coins are very thin compared with silver, but it has that kind of look to it. And I often find that the designs in gold are a little bit lackluster compared with silver. So it's got that nice medium to it. But ultimately, its price right now at just under half what gold is valued at doesn't make sense to me. Platinum used to be better than gold. It used to be more valuable than gold. Now, there are, of course, reasons why platinum has reduced in price points over time. But ultimately, you know, I'm looking at these right now, obviously bought with taxes attached to them at various times. You can see the price points there purchased for, but the platinum spot price now of around £788, already making good profit on this one. Eking in on this one just on spot price alone, but premiums on platinum coins are holding really well. Certainly when you compare them with the UK market, you know, you can often get really decent prices over the spot price for them. But what will really be telling is if one day these prices for these platinum coins really do take off, you could be looking at really significant gains on them. So it does always look to me as that potential breakout metal, but I really don't want to go heavy on it and commit to it. It's kind of like it's now taking more of a standpoint for me than silver, because silver for me right now is an interesting one. I do want to sort of talk about silver at the back end of this video. So silver for me right now, buying bullion weight silver with the additional premiums over spot price of VAT added on top is very hard to justify. You know, for me, if I wanted to look to buy some metals and I had the choice of buying silver at 40% over spot price, or I had the potential to buy platinum at pretty much 25 to 30% over spot price is a good guide right now. Certainly on the second-hand market, if you're buying brand new platinum coins, you might be paying closer to the 40% like silver, but still you can buy platinum, I think, cheaper on that premium front than silver. But in terms of the potential for growth, I see it going far higher potentially than bullion silver. So while silver is still an interesting one, and I might do a similar video to this for silver, because there are potentially still arguments to be had that silver's got a long way to grow. And even though we in the UK will be buying at 25–40% over spot price, depending on where you're buying it from, secondhand you can probably buy it for a little bit less than that, but it's still going to be about 20% over spot bare minimum. You know, there's still arguments to be had that this stuff has got great potential to grow really high, and really, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to shoot the moon, but with the way the world goes right now, you kind of feel like there is, we're sort of waiting for this big increase in the value of metals, and silver and platinum, of the two between these three with gold, certainly do have a lot of potential. But for me, that sort of 40% premium on bullion grade silver really doesn't necessarily add up for me. I personally would much rather buy premium pieces of silver, premium collectible silver coins, so like the Perth Mint special editions, things like that, poured silver as well from other producers, just because I feel like that the premium that will be hopefully retained by those will potentially mitigate more than the kind of bullion grade stuff. So lots of different ways to look at silver over the course of this 2021 period. But for me, the focus, I think, has to be on gold in terms of the bulk volume of cash that's going to go into metals this year, with potentially a bit of a focus on platinum. I have, I've picked up basically a platinum coin once every couple of years. And as you can see, having picked one up in 2017, 2019, if we can get the camera to even focus once again. Come on, camera. Focus once again. Having bought them from 2017, 2019, I'm kind of due an extra ounce of platinum for 2021 if my sort of plan is as it originally was. Really is sort of a very diversifying style metal to only have a little bit in there, not have a great deal amount of it. So ultimately, where I will get that from, I don't know. Perhaps buying from Europe is not, well, it's certainly not an option for platinum really anymore. It's still going to have the VAT added to it when it comes in. UK sellers obviously sell platinum, but I have seen a few ounces of it come up on the silver forum where it does represent potentially a pretty good price point to buy at. So lots of different things to consider. In summary, where are we going to be for 2021? So in terms of additional ounces added, I would like to think that I'm going to be continuing on what my usual kind of purchasing of gold was going to be in terms of things like the new Queen's Beast coins and things coming out. Now, of course, we've completed the 1 ounce gold Queen's Beast series. So for me, it's going to be looking at what other new additions come out from the Royal Mint in the 1 ounce gold range this year. I am very much a coin person myself as opposed to bars. So things like the James Bond gold bar there didn't necessarily float my boat. It's not really, I prefer coins if I'm being totally honest. I like the fact that coins will be in these kind of capsules rather than the 30 cards that the James Bond gold bars came in, for example. So we'll see what's coming out from the Royal Mint there. But if there isn't a huge offering of brand new coins coming out from the Royal Mint, I will very much be still keeping an eye out on the Silver Forum, which is where at the moment it seems anyway that the vast majority of my gold is being purchased. And here in fact is the latest edition purchased from the Silver Forum, just in the brand new year of 2021, a 2011 Krugerrand purchase from the Silver Forum, £1,399. Spot price, basically, it was just, in fact, at the time of purchase, it was just a little over spot price by the time it arrived. Spot price had gone up to $14.30 an ounce. Of course, now it's dropped down to $13.67 an ounce. So it goes up, it goes down. But for me, holding this for 15, 20 years, or if I need it on a rainy day, that's the strategy going forward. So I think for me, Silver Forum is going to be one of the places to look and keep an eye out on, as well as a few of the other dealers that I will usually frequent, like Atkinson's and various others in the UK. Again, on the Silver Forum, there's great resources to find all of the different UK dealers that are out there. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions and strategies going forwards for your gold purchasing in 2020. Or are you just going to ignore gold completely and still focus on silver? That would be very interesting to hear. I know a lot of our US brethren out there, our US stacking brethren, will of course still be focusing on silver, and I don't blame you. I still think silver has got some really good potential, but for us here in the United Kingdom, it's got one of these sort of double-edged swords of having this additional tax on it, which makes it less attractive to purchase, which is a shame. So it'd be really interesting to find out what you're going to be doing for 2021 and beyond. I think we can all agree in conclusion to this video that ownership of precious metals is, I think, really important with the craziness that's going on in this world, economically, politically. There's just so many different things that are potentially going to hinder recoveries from COVID. And yeah, it's just a really uncertain world. It really is. And it can get to you all, and it certainly gets to me. I know for me, and this is just to ramble on at the end of this video, sorry. But I know for me, for example, this whole last sort of 3 months, with renewed lockdowns and renewed sort of tensions within kind of economic climates and different strains of coronavirus threatening the effectiveness of vaccines and things like that, it puts worry and stress into a lot of people about economies, about recoveries, about growth, about jobs, about security. And it gets to people, it really does. It gets to me. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it's, you know, very downheartening. But hopefully, over time, things will return to some semblance of normality, and hopefully we can get there and be in a better place because of the metals that we hold, I guess, is the final message that I want to finish with today's video. So even if the world seems to be spiraling out of control and craziness seems to be ruling the roost, just remember that eventually things will get better. Things will get better, and gold and silver and platinum, whatever precious metal you have, hopefully at the other end will protect you, or protect your wealth, protect your livelihoods. And that's one of the most important things that I'm very thankful for, that I've got precious metals at all. So anyway, that's quite deep and philosophical, sorry. Thank you one and all for watching, especially if you are a Backyard Bullion Rambler, paid member or not. I appreciate you for watching to the end of the videos. It really is incredible. And I'd love to hear from you if you are a BYB Rambler. It's always nice to get a chuckle from Mrs. Backyard Bullion when I say, look, somebody's watched to the end of the video and says hello. Otherwise, have a fantastic week ahead. As I said, go and check out the Silver Forum thread. It's really interesting. Lots of different opinions there as well. Otherwise, have a brilliant week ahead, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks as always for watching. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.